Well, another good day to you. I hope you've got a good day ahead of you planned. Of course, we're starting with our devotion from William J. Today it's from the book of John, chapter 14, verse 31, where Jesus said, "But I do as the Father has commanded me, so that the world may know that I love the Father. Rise, let us go from here." When Jesus says, "Let us go from here," he shows his readiness to suffer. "I will not wait for the enemy. I will go and meet him. I will go to the place where Judas will look for me. I will go to the Garden of Gethsemane where I am to agonize, and from there to Calvary where I am to die. I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am determined until it is accomplished." We always see him in this temperament. Proof that he was not compelled to engage, that he did not undertake the mission from ignorance, and that he did not regret his task, even in the sight of enduring all its incredible woe. He loved us, and he gave himself for us. Yet this eagerness was not rashness, but obedience. "As the Father has commanded me," he said. Though in his higher office he controlled all that could happen, in his human nature and in his mediatorial office, he was obedient to death, even the death of the cross. He felt no inconsistency in this, and why should we? He said, "No man takes my life from me. I lay it down of my own accord. I have the power to lay it down, and I have the power to take it up again. This commandment I have received from my Father." So we would be mistaken in supposing that the Father was less disposed to save us than the Son, or that his love was purchased by that death, when in fact the Father's love for us was proven through the cross. And we should hear the scriptures when it says, "God has commanded his love toward us in that while we were yet just sinners, Christ died for us." And therefore the Father loved him because he laid down his life that he might take it up again, and for the suffering of death he crowned him with glory and honor. Though there was something peculiar in our Savior's obedience, there is something for us to model. He did not reveal himself before his hour had come, but cheerfully submitted to the divine will when it did come. So we are not to use our time in search of trials, but to take up our cross when it is placed in our way. We are not to be impatient to suffer, but when we are called to it, the call should bear us up and bear us through, for God is with us. And this obedience resulted from love. "I love the Father." He said, "I delight to do your will. Yes, your law is within my heart. My food is to do the will of him who sent me and to accomplish his work." His people, in their measure and degree, can say the same. As obedience is the best evidence of love, so love is the best spring of obedience. It is love that makes it pleasant to us and acceptable to God. For God, nothing can be a substitute for it. Indeed, even we, when we think of the conduct of others toward us, judge not by the action itself, but by the attitude of the person doing it. Even the smallest kindness is welcomed as a token of cordial regard, while like God, we abhor what is done when there is no heart in it. Jesus would want all this known not only to his disciples, but to others and to all. He says, "But I do as the Father has commanded me, so that the world may know that I love the Father. Rise, let us go from here." And the world ought to know it, and in due time they will know it. They are deeply concerned in it. At present, a very large majority of mankind has never heard his name or his salvation, but his cause is spreading. The scriptures are entering all languages. Missionaries are visiting all over the world. The church is praying that his word may have free course and be glorified. And God has said through Isaiah, "Is it too light a thing that you should be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to bring back the preserved of Israel? I will make you as a light for the nations, that my salvation may reach to the end of the earth." But blessed are our eyes, for they see, and our ears, for they hear. We already know these things. But how do we know them? Do we feel as well as understand them? Are we like a December's night, as cold as we are clear? Shall we be found in the number of those who behold and wonder, but yet perish? Or, filled with admiration, gratitude, confidence, and zeal, are we beholding as in a glass His glory, changing into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord? Once again, much to think about there. From William J. I thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you next time.